Hey, welcome, Artsy One, to Artwork Must-Haves and a sneak peek into some gallery favorites of mine. So, a couple stories to get us started. So, my name is Maria, and I've been doing part-time paint for parties for 14 years. And so, when I first started out, if you haven't watched any other videos or you don't know my story, was I actually wasn't an artist. I certainly was crafty. I loved to scrapbook. Back in the 1900s, we used to scrapbook all the things. And I definitely was a good copycat, is what I would say. Like if you instructed a video or if I could paint a template, or stencil a template, I could definitely do that. I have ideas, I love craft supplies, all that, but I wouldn't say I'm a trained artist. I didn't know anything about any sort of paint mediums or anything like that. And if you've seen any of my videos, I talk about, not even knowing what kind of paint I needed to buy to start a paint and sip business. And so when our first party started happening, of course, we just like looked at what the other paint and sip in town was painting, right? And it was like trees and birds and simple things like that. And yet it wasn't that simple. And so we had an artist friend and kind of got some ideas from her. But what we found was like, even if you're a trained artist, we are not teaching people how to be artists. And so sometimes artistic things or techniques are not going to translate right into a party situation. So we needed like fun, poppy, whimsical type of art. And, having our artist friend create that wasn't necessarily what was going to work. So what happened was we kind of just fumbled our way through, and I would notice an artist at an event who would paint an amazing version of whatever it was that we were teaching. And then I later started offering them money to buy their designs. True story. That's exactly how we kind of started. So the first couple designs were something that we like fumbled our way through. My husband helped me create like some snowman for some painting. And then gradually we just started paying people to submit artwork, especially when they started working with Gallery on the Go, and we would pay them for their designs. And then today, fast forward, we have Artsy coach Tammy, who's on staff. She will pay for designs and create things. But we also just teach our members that you can go buy artwork designs from other places that I'll mention as I get along in this video. I wanted to share one other story, though, about kind of our mantra that we have, what we call the Artsy Manifesto. And I went to this conference in like 2014. It was an artwork conference. It wasn't an artwork conference. It was a artwork supply conference. And all the fine art people were there, like people who sell fine art supplies. And me and my business partner show up, and we're like wearing our fun pop of color. And we had just started, Gallery on the Go, and we're like just getting on the scene of, we had just built the business up enough to go start buying our own art supplies. And immediately we were like snubbed at this conference because we were like the fun art girls. We weren't fine art girls, and we weren't like the real thing. And by the way, this was like pre paint and sip business boom, right? Like this was, people hadn't even heard of painting and sipping, including the fine art people. And so we were snubbed, like truly, truly snubbed. And so I kind of just got this bad taste in my mouth about fine art and learning about fine art. But really, what was birthed out of there is kind of this phrase that we say, and we continue to say this day. And I'm just going to share my screen with you. And we call this our Artsy Manifesto. There's my cute little image there. So we like to say that we are fun art, not fine art. Fun art, not fine art. So if you can remember that phrase when you are starting your paint and party business, you're going to be set up for success, because you need to tell this to your customers. It kind of relaxes them. When they're there, you're not there to create anyone to become an artist, right? You're not there to teach an artwork technique. You're not there to put in all these details about perspective and shadowing and highlighting. And you're going to follow simple instructions from a stencil or a template or some sort of work instructions. And the other things that we say that you see on this manifesto is that we believe that art is timeless and it transcends all generations. Art matters and belongs to all people ages 3 to 103. And so can the same painting, the same tree painting, can it go from someone who's 35 and 45 years old to a 5-year-old who's painting it? In our case, yes, a lot of our painting could do that. I mean, we have senior citizens painting some of our paintings, and they paint it faster, right, than a traditional women's night out or something like that. So art can transcend. And what we believe at Artsy is if you're starting a paint party business, it's not because you want people to be artists. You are doing it because you want people to have fun and to gather around a table. And you're doing this because it's not about the art. It's about the party. It's about getting together and hanging out. So you need to remember that first and foremost as you begin to explore the type of art that you want to feature in your gallery for your business. All right, so I did type up some notes here. So we talked about the Artsy Manifesto. So you really do want to pick paintings based on what your ideal customer avatar is. Now, we teach you this in Artsy. We teach you how to identify who it is you're marketing to. You're not just going to create a painting and all people will come. You need to know what your target market wants to paint. If you're looking to paint in the workplace, you're going to have men and women there. You're going to have men who really don't want to paint, but then they start painting and they're the ones who stay the longest. Or you're going to have older women, or you're going to have, are you painting with young, trendy, young people, at a bar or something like that? You got to figure out where you're at and really do a little bit of research before you waste money or time on buying your designs. But what I am going to teach you today are some timeless designs that really can transcend between all of those different customers. The other thing is you want for different skill levels, right? You want someone who's going to be satisfied with a beginner friendly type of painting and also still offer opportunities within that painting for someone who's done this before or someone who has a little bit more expertise in this and can add their own flair to it. And I do like paint parties where you allow customers a little bit more freedom to change their colors and add or take away elements. Now, I would say if you're on a time restriction or working with kids, I give kids, if we're painting a painting that's pink and blue, I give them pink and blue if that's what the sample is. And actually purple and blue. I'll show you one of those paintings I'm talking about. So yeah, you want to think of these ideas because it's all about the party and you don't want like bad attitudes at the party because the painting was too hard or complicated. And sometimes it does happen. Of course, it's not going to be perfect all the time, but sometimes, that's why I like to go with some safer designs. And also sometimes like especially if you are, you're in charge of sending your customer the designs that you think that they might want to paint. We do have galleries and we do recommend you can go use that gallery if you're willing to paint the samples that are on there. But I had a customer pick a painting that I did not personally like. It was a cow painting and it was just super, super difficult. It was like a lot of shadowing and stuff. And I knew with a large group of people that this painting was just not going to work. So you can kind of control the selection process in your paint party business. All right, so I'm going to share my screen again with you, and I want you to go over to the Gallery on the Go website whenever you have time. And you can always see what we're up to here at Gallery on the Go. So Artsy owns brands and owns the Gallery on the Go brand, and you can pick a painting is our kind of theme of coming to find our gallery. And here are just some of our favorites. This is just these are like timeless favorites. So trees, super popular, right? Rainbow daisies, anything with flowers, super popular. Birds are super popular and timeless. Again, Dakota Sunset, you can paint this with adults or children, right? Super fun. This was the one that I was telling you was purple and blue. Lavender skies, super easy and fun. Both Dakota Sunset and Lavender skies are kind of what we call silhouette paintings, including this honeymoon here. You notice the background is like a colored or gradient, and then painting the forward image with black paint, super easy. Those are what we call silhouettes. Now, this honeymoon painting, just to be really honest with you, those palm trees always turn out like tarantulas when I'm instructing it for whatever reason. I've had to learn how to make the wisps a lot better because otherwise it looks like floating tarantulas. Some popular paint and sips things, like I can't even believe Whimsy Tree's not in here, but that was like a very popular painting. But like this spring ride, painting the bike is an image that's popular across most paint and sip venues. Here's Family Tree, which is a form of a tree. Trees have always been really popular as well. We also have a lot of designs or you want to think about designs that might be popular for your state or your city. I live in Colorado, so we have a lot of Colorado paintings that are really popular. Color of Night was like our number one painting for years and years in a row because it's simple and it pops all the time. And so, like, again, men and women and children, anybody can paint this. I actually painted Color of the Night in a women's prison and they loved it. And it was so fun. It brought just such beauty to such a place, right? So I've had a lot of experiences painting all these different paintings. Aspen Delight is one of the most popular paintings currently, and mostly it's popular because that's what I'm promoting. And so, again, just because you have access maybe to 10 paintings or more, you want to know what you're going to be promoting to your customers. So, when we come back to this website, you could also see different images that we have for kids. And so painting with kids, it's super popular. I'm actually doing a training coming up about painting with kids, another live video about how that is just a great way to kickstart your business. But if you come to our kids gallery, a lot of color, lots of fun things, super duper easy paintings. Rainbow Birch is like one of the very first paintings I ever personally did myself. And mermaids and unicorns and princesses and names are super popular. So this was my son Alex. I actually painted that. It was like called a graffiti wall. This is like a superpower, a superhero wall, our name, and then rainbow party name. So names were super popular. This word happy, another word, and then you had this emoji movement when emojis, and emojis are still popular. Like you could still paint a lot of these. Some of these I created back, in 2015, 16, and they're still super duper popular paintings. And so, yeah, so you have the princesses, you have lots of different options here. I can go through all of it. Now, so because my target market was women and children, so that's, a lot of our gallery has a lot of those images. And so again, you got to know who you're painting with, right? What are they wanting to see? If I was painting at a pub or a beer, I could paint something similar to this. If I'm painting outside or great outdoors, this has a lot of fun camping type of pictures. So we have so many paintings. I could spend, all my time going through our gallery with you here, but I'm going to tell you more about thinking in the form of how you can think about things in the form of seasons. And it's a lot easier to wrap your head around that. Pick out one or two things seasonally. So if you're kick-starting your business at the beginning of January or February, right, you're preparing paintings that you can do seasonally during this time. And again, I don't recommend, okay, you decided to start this business. Now you're going to go practice all these paintings. No, don't do that. You go promote first. You're like, I'm going to start my paint party business. Who wants to paint option A, B, or C? And you see what's popular, right, among your social media friends or around whoever your target market is, and you let them kind of pick which one they like the best. And then once you book a party, then you practice your painting. You don't practice any paintings before you have parties unless you're just practicing to get better at painting. Okay, otherwise you would paint hundreds of images and someone might never pick that sample for you. So don't practice something until someone picks that particular painting. So here on the screen you see some fun options for January. Snowmen are fun. Now, by the way, I live in a part of the country where it actually snows. Like today is freezing here where I'm at today. We have a lot of reps all over the country where it does not snow. So you're probably not painting necessarily snowman or the Northern Lights necessarily, frosty scenes, anything like that. But you're going to know your community and you're going to pick what they want to pick. The next thing is Valentine's Day. Also Valentine's Day, super popular holiday. This is great. It's Valentine's Day and Valentine's Day are great paint party options. You can start promoting them now. You can start promoting booking it now and getting all those bookings. And so we have tons of paintings for Valentine's Day for children, for adult, for couples, all that fun stuff. And that's a great way to kickstart your business. Super fun. And again, it's about the experience, about the event. Like when you're part of Artsy, we have like these fun activity sheets that you can take to the parties and just do fun little bonus things to transform just a regular everyday paint party into a fun Valentine's event. So you have seasonal, you have holidays that you're thinking of. The other option is you can create a club, right? Or a series. And a club is great because you can paint at the rec center, the first Wednesday of every month. for 12 months, and you could create a similar concept, right? You can create this one that I'm showing you now on the screen is called our trio series. I talked about this in our board party because these are longer paintings, like on a 10 by 20 canvas or an 8 by 22 piece of wood, and they're all feature a trio, right? Which is a cute little stacks. They're fun, they're playful. You could totally do this with women, children, groups, and they're usually they're a hit, right? And so again, you can create a series or a gallery if you're painting. If you were an artist, sometimes you have a collection of paintings, and that's kind of how this was inspired. And another option is a travel club, right? So I did this travel club a couple of years ago, and all the paintings were featured from different places that you might travel to. So Paris, the Northern Lights, which we called Canada, Barcelona, Japan, Louisiana, Hawaii, right? And so we had themes, we had fun food at these events, and everybody could create this collection if they came every month. So that was fun. And I want to go back to the trio. If you watch the board training, I actually offered this as a freebie download, so you can go find that video, find the link for the download, and you'll get these images. And that's another option for you if you're like, I'm not comfortable painting yet. You can totally download a stencil, and stencils are super easy. You stencil them on, and then the customer basically paints it in or colors it in just like a coloring book. And so they're super cute and fun designs. And stencils could totally be the way that you start your paint party business too. So the last one, the last slide I have for you is we have what we call a 9-tree free download. So if you go to our website, artsyassociation.com, you could go download this 9-tree collection, and you have rights to paint them. We've given you the rights to do that. Why? Because we want you to be able to kickstart a business. I would love to see you be successful and feel comfortable with painting. And like I said, trees are very, very popular, and you can paint those with your guests. And so a lot of the paintings that you see on your screen now are some of our customer favorites. Like, you could just start your business only with painting trees and kickstart, raise enough money, and continue to build up your business. So that was a whirlwind, right? I just shared with you like 300 paintings options. Oh, I want to go back to that travel series that I talked about. Not all of those paintings are Gallery on the Go paintings. Some of them were from Social Artworking. So Social Artworking is a website called social-artworking.com. And you can go to their website, and they sell stencils and templates, and you don't have to represent their company necessarily. They just sell the stencils and supplies. It's owned by Deco Art, and you can buy paint and supplies and brushes and things like that from them as well. And that's a great way also to start your paint party business. All right. So as you might be overwhelmed, you're like, oh, I don't know, there's 200 paintings to pick from. Like I said, just pick a few. If you're looking to learn and practice something that's your favorite. Which one of those paintings are your favorite? And of those freebies that I offered, and what would you want to pick? And then, like I said, you can go pop up a couple of samples to your possible target audience and say, what would you paint? And if you were to have a paint party, and get to know that. And then also remember, you can dictate who picks the painting. If you're doing a birthday party, it's kind of hard. The kid wants to pick something, but you can pick like one of those general name things and not have to do any characters or anything. And yeah, kind of keep it simple to get started at first. That's exactly what I did, and I got started just fine. And today I continue to offer a limited number of paintings that I want to offer to my customers. All right. Well, I'm wishing you the best. I want to help you create a life you love using art. And if creating a paint party business in 2025 is part of your plan, I'm here for you, and continue to watch our lives. We do have a live video coming up on, I don't even know what day it is today, Tuesday, on Friday. And if you're watching the live series, it's painting with kids. So I will have more on that day. All right. Talk to you soon. Have a great week.